Selam Boxing, like, subscribe, comment. So, we're still on the heels of Tszyu's domination of Brian Mendoza. He showed why he should be champion in the division because Brian Mendoza is a formidable warrior. But where does Tszyu go from here? We're gonna put the spotlight on it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Selam Boxing. Blessings in the name of Jesus. So today we're looking at Tszyu after his domination of Brian Mendoza this past Saturday. And we're considering where he should go from here. We saw after the fight, I saw somewhere on social media where Tszyu was wearing a shirt showing his hit list. I think he had Canelo, he had Terence Crawford, he had Charlo, and he had the opponents that he already crossed off. So he has some momentum and he's basking in the glory of that win, which he should. He is the legitimate WBO champion in the junior middleweight division, and I'm excited to see where he goes from here. Now, there has been talks of Tszyu and Charlo fighting for the undisputed title, and that has been going on for some years now. However, it seems like Charlo is a bit tied up at the moment. A week ago, the IBF ordered that he fight his mandatory challenger, Bakram, I think it's Muratzaliev, however you say it, forgive me. Those of you who speak Russian or are familiar with his name would be able to help me out. But he has to fight Bakram or he may be stripped of the IBF title. So that X's Jermell Charlo out. The other person that he had on his list, and I think everyone would like to see that fight, is Terence Crawford. However, at the moment, Terence Crawford seems to have a contractual obligation to face Errol Spence Jr. in the rematch. There are rumors that fight will take place next year in February. Canelo, I don't think he's going to fight Tszyu. He may be eyeing the winner of the Benavidez-Andrade fight. So where does that leave Tszyu? Well, I think that Tszyu should do his best in the meantime to clean out the rest of the division. And there are some top guys that I think are in the running to stand up to that task, okay? So the first person that I think would give Tszyu a great fight is the winner of the contender bout, for the interim belt a few weeks ago, Erickson Lubin. He beat Jesus Ramos in a controversial decision, yes, but nevertheless, he won, and he would be the runner-up actually to face Tszyu. He has an excellent resume, and he has been winning recently despite a few setbacks. Erickson Lubin is very fast. He's very well schooled in boxing. He's from Florida, but he has that Midwest style, very slick southpaw. He can hit you at angles. He has a great trainer in Kevin Cunningham, so that would be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. Me personally, I don't think that fight would go 12 rounds, but we would have to see. That would be fun to break down. But we have to see how the boxing politics play out. Now, another fight that would be really good for Tszyu, and I think would actually be a better fight when they actually get in the ring than Erickson Lubin, is Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos and Tszyu have a lot of similarities in their style. They apply a lot of pressure. They do a lot of things to control the pace of the fight. They both have good jabs, they both go to the body well, and they both have a lot of power. The only thing is Jesus Ramos is a southpaw. That would be an excellent fight. Jesus Ramos, he has a decent resume. I don't think his resume is as established as Tszyu, considering Tszyu fought Terrell Boucher, Tony Harrison, Carlos Ocampo, and he fought Mendoza. So Tszyu's resume is better. I think the notable win on Jesus Ramos's record is Joey Spencer. He beat the undefeated Joey Spencer. So he does have, even though he had that loss, it was a controversial loss. And even Canelo, I was watching the fight, it was on Canelo versus Charlo undercard. When they announced that Erickson Lubin won the fight against Jesus Ramos, Canelo was looking at the screen like, what? So there was some controversy. It was a really close fight. Neither fighter really beat up the next guy. It was a points, kind of thing. And I thought the fight could have gone either way. But I think that Jesus Ramos and Tszyu would be an excellent fight. And even though Jesus Ramos doesn't have as much experience and his record is not as accomplished as Tszyu, I think that Jesus Ramos has hidden experience because he has been said to spar many rounds with Terrence Bud Crawford. He also has been sparring recently before the Joey Spencer fight. He was sparring with Troy, the Transformer Isley. And he's a monster in the middleweight division. So he may have some hidden experience that he might bring to that bout. Honestly, that would be the most fun bout for me to break down between the two that I just mentioned. I think there's one more fight that may not necessarily be as great a fight when you break down the styles as Jesus Ramos versus Tszyu, but I think as far as a big name fight in America, remember Tszyu said he wants to come over to America, he wants to fight in Las Vegas. I think a great fight at the 154-pound division that would give Tszyu the opportunity to catapult his name in the division to be a household star. I think the best opponent at the 154 division is Danny Swift Garcia. He was a champion at 135, the champion emeritus. He did his thing at 140 pounds. He went to 147. He won the WBC title. He had a few setbacks, but he just went to 154 pounds, and he looked sensational versus Jose Benavidez. And Danny Garcia, he looked faster, he looked stronger, he was much more agile. We saw a Danny Garcia at 154 pounds that we did not see, or at least we didn't see in recent years. He was more of a boxer. And we know Danny Garcia has some good power. He has a strong Philadelphia fan base. He has the Puerto Rican fan base behind him in boxing. So that would be an excellent marquee fight. I think that would actually serve as a great pay-per-view fight for Tszyu. So, there are a lot of names floating around out here. To be honest, I wouldn't like to see Tszyu go backwards. I wouldn't like to see him fight someone that's coming off of a loss, like say Jorge Cota, or someone that's on the decline in the division. I would like to see him against someone where the odds are almost 50-50 or kind of just getting there. Because one thing 2023 has given us that all us boxing fans want to see are the best fighting the best. I want to see Tszyu tested. I don't think he should go backwards. Mendoza was a great start, and props to both men for getting it on, but I want to see who is the best in the division. Whoever Tszyu fights next, I would like the winner to face the winner of Charlo versus Bakram Murtazaliev, whatever his name is. I would love to see that. And then we would finally know who is the best fighter at 154 pounds, pound for pound, in the division. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who you think Tszyu should fight next. He has some great momentum and he has the right attitude as a champion, calling out everyone. Break it down to me in the comments. I really appreciate going back and forth, not really going back and forth, but interacting with you subscribers in the comments. I really appreciate it. So let me know. For now, that's the Celloman Boxing Spotlight on the matter. Blessings.